Let me log in there. And I'm actually really going to show you guys how to do, you know what? I should have pulled up try hack me. I don't need it. I'm going to show you guys how to do the buffer overflow. It's going to be your guys' job to do the privesc from there. Alright, so if you would like to learn how to do it, it's going to be you guys that are going to be doing the privesc on your own. Because I did show it in one of the other streams already, how to do the privesc for it. But you know what? I'm in the top 1%. Alright, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to hop into Brainpan unless someone wants to play frickin' King of the Hill. We'll search for Brainpan. And I'm just going to Brainpan. Alright, man, you have a good night. Hugo, thanks for the info on the board and root box. That was freaking awesome. Go ahead and start this guy up like right here. And yep, he's going to be started up about 51 seconds. Alright, so when you start up Brainpan, you will... I always like to bring the virtual machines or the executables back down to myself. So I believe I have it on Windows 7 32-bit, like right now. I believe it is. And pretty much what I'm going to do is go into my normal Windows machine here, or my this guy over here. Stop that. We'll go ahead and do a THM VPN. So we'll do my try hack me VPN. Alright. If anybody wants to play some what's it called? Capture the flag, also let me know in the chat. So from here, I believe I do have Brainpan in here. I think I do. I may have done it on Windows 10. It actually looked like I have Brainpan in here. So you know what? We are going to go ahead and fire up Windows 10 and see if it'll work on there. So let me fire up Windows 10 VM. We'll see what happens on here. This guy's all done and everything. So let me go ahead and copy that IP address. We got a bunch of stuff open. Exit out of all this stuff. CD. Oh. Then we'll do a CD into desktop try hack me Brainpan. Because like I said, I did already do this one. But so there's my brainpan.exe. How did I get that right? We go ahead and do a rust scan on this guy. Alright, we'll see port 9999 and 10,000 up and running. Let's go ahead and go over to port 10,000. Did I put in 100,000? No. 10,000, okay? And you'll see this page come up. From here's to a /bin. Alright. And you got your brainpan.exe. So once you click on that, obviously you download it. I obviously moved it then over to my Brainpan folder. From here, all I'm going to do is just a Python TAC-M simple server, right? And I'm going to Control-Shift-O because I'm going to grab my actual IP address, well, my private, my 192.168.0.21 IP address. Head over to my Windows machine, who I will then go ahead and get on the internet and download that. So HTTP 192.168.0.21.8888. Enter. As you can see, there everything is, and download that brainpan.exe. Alright, so I downloaded him. Let's go ahead and open up Immunity Debugger, and we will go into my downloads folder, and we'll bring him out to here. Alright, that is an executable, as you can see, and we will run him in here. So File, open in my Immunity Debugger, Brainpan, and it broke, maybe. There we go. Okay, cool. And you guys should be able to see that. That's as big as the font's going to be able to get. I know that these videos font 6. Yep, that's as big as we're going to be able to get it. And there we go. So F9, that'll start it up and running. So now everything that we're going to be doing, we're going to be attacking the Windows machine, right? So let's go ahead and pull up some notes here. We can stop that, clear that out, clear that out. If I do an lattack LA, I already have my exploit.py. Let's go ahead and cat him, because I'll kind of use him as my notes, right? But very first thing we're going to do is we're going to import sys socket OS. I don't think you actually need to import the sys, but we will. I mean, it's alright. Sublime, and we'll make exploit1.py. Alright. So let's go ahead and start to work on this guy. So we'll do the import sys, import socket, and import OS. Okay. We'll then do a type in a target, and that'll be the IP address, right? And remember, our target's actually be 192.168. Whatever the Windows machine is, right? Now, when you are done working on that Windows machine, from there, you then have to go back and you will have to obviously change up your IP address to actually attack the you have to change up, excuse me, you have to change up your IP address to actually be able to attack the actual box itself, which that's where it starts to get hard, because right now we're attacking Windows. I'll give you this hint: do attack A, do an aggressive scan and an operating scan on the box. You won't see any Windows in there, and that's where a lot of people are getting confused, I think, with this box. Alright, so we did that. Let's go ahead and we need the IP address, right? IP config, and we have 192.168.0.36. Heading back over into Kali, we'll do 192.168.0.36. We'll do our target port, which is going to be equal to 9999. If we didn't know, we could always do a netcat. When we did our Rust scan, right, we saw those two ports were open, right? Is that the port? That was not the port, was it? Oh, did I exit out of it by accident? Whatever. If we didn't know, we could always do a Rust scan on my actual old machine of 192.168.0.36, I believe it was. And we'll see port 9999 on there. Now, if you were to shut that down, obviously that port would go away. You can also try netcat into it. Netcat attack V for 192.168.0.36. And that's going to be port 9999. And we see, okay, cool, welcome to Brainpan, enter the password, enter, access denied. We come back over to our Windows machine. We just want to look at Muti, make sure it's still up and running, and it is. Okay. So back into our Kali machine, we have our port, and now what we're going to do is we're going to try to overflow it, right? So we're going to do our buff equals a, we'll try times 2000. From there what we'll do is we want to make sure that we input all this information. Okay, so s equals socket dot socket socket dot af underscore inet. So initiate that socket, socket dot sock underscore stream. Then we'll do a connect equals s dot connect target and the port, which is these guys right here. Okay, s dot send is going to be, you know what, we'll change this name to buffer. Yeah, we'll change it to buffer. We'll do an s dot send, and then we'll say buffer, just so we don't get confused between these two. Print. We're going to print whatever the s.send sent. Alright, and then we're going to close it. Cool. Let's go ahead and save that, and we're going to try to set that off. We'll do a Python exploit.py, exploit1.py, and it sends it off. And we crash. We have paused. Our EIP is 41414141, so we have now overwritten that EIP value. We have now crashed the program. We have done a buffer overflow. So let's go ahead and head back over here, and we will grab an MSF Venom, or MSF tag pattern create, because now we want to create something that's 2,000 bytes long. And we'll call that pattern.text. Okay? And let's go ahead and cat that pattern.text, and we're going to throw that, instead of those 2,000 A's, we're going to throw that into here. We're going to get rid of 2,000 A's, and we're going to put our pattern.text in there. Save him. Alright, we'll head back on over to our immunity debugger. Control F2 to restart the program. F9 to get it up and running again. So we can see down here that it's now running. And we're going to send off our pattern create, what we just created there. So we'll do a Python exploit1.py again. And what's going to happen now is going to crash again. And we're going to get this EIP address right here. This EIP address goes along with something within this pattern. All right. So whatever that EIP address says, we're going to copy selection to clipboard, and we're going to do a pattern offset now. So we're going to say Python, or excuse me, MSF tac pattern offset. Tac L for what was the length? It was 2000, right? Tac Q, where did it break on that EIP? 357.24134, and now our exact offset is 524. So let's go ahead and put that into here like real quick. We'll say, hey, we'll put a number sign, hashtag, whatever you want to call it, offset 524. What that tells Python is, hey, do not run this command. This is for information only. Okay, so that's our offset. Let's go ahead and grab a jump value while we're here. So we'll do a exclamation point Mona, tag R jump, or excuse me, Mona jump, JMP, tag R ESP. For Mona, I do have the buffer overflow streams which show how to install Mona and things like that, okay? So if you do not have Mona installed, I do have other buffer overflow streams during the buffer overflow September week that we had, or week and a half or whatever, and that shows how to install it. So we have a total of 1 jump, so it damn well better work. We have 1 jump, and we're going to go ahead and copy to clipboard that message, or that address, excuse me, that address. Let's go ahead and head back over to Kali there, and we'll say, hey, we have a jump now. We also know what jump of that. Okay, now remember this has to be put into little endian. There are ways to, you could import struct, and then do like a capital I think it is, tag capital I or something like that, and that'll automatically do little endian format for you. But it's easier just to learn, or it's better to learn how everything is actually working. So there we are. So we got our jump now, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at our bad characters, our bad bytes, right? Well, excuse me, not that. First, we are going to make sure that 524 is our actual offset. So we'll say, hey, buffer is going to equal A times 524. And we're going to say buffer plus equals, so adding something else onto it, right? BBBB. Why are we doing BBBB? Because it's a 32-bit system. And we want to see, hey, are we able to overwrite the EIP, which is going to be 4 bits long. So buffer equals BBBB. So our X42 is going to be Bs. And you'll see that here in a second. We'll say buffer plus equals C times, we'll say 500. All right. And that's going to make sure that, you know, we can push something else after all those Bs to actually put a payload behind it. Your Linux payloads are going to be very small. Your Windows ones are a lot bigger. So there we are with all that. So let's go ahead and get this guy back up and running. Control F2, yes, F9. He's up and running now. Let's look at our exploit one more time. We have our target right in our port. We're going to set 524 A's, hopefully crashing the system. We're going to set 4 B's, so hopefully our EIP will then be overwritten. Then we're going to set 500 C's to see, do we have enough room to be able to put a payload behind it. So let's go ahead and do that Python exploit 1.py. He crashed most likely. Yes, he did. We have 42424242, which is saying, hey, those are your 4 B's. As you see, the EBP is 41414141, and then we have a bunch of C's. We can see down here, and they're not broken up. So if they're not broken up or anything like that, that means we can just do a straight up buffer overflow. We don't have to worry about egg hunters or anything like that. And we even got more room, it looks like, that we could have done. Wow, this whole thing is just one big buffer overflow. Because once I get down to the bottom, it goes straight back into, look at this. Once you get down to, what was it, the bottom down here, went straight back into A's again. That's kind of crazy. Alright, so we know that, yeah, hey, we can fit this in there. If we only had like, maybe like 4 lines of C's, then there was all zeros, zeros, and C's again, hey, we need to do a jump somewhere else, and we need to be able to fix that problem like right there with those zeros, and from there we're probably going to have to do some type of egg hunter, which I do have a video on egg hunters during the buffer overflow week. So now that we have that, we need to figure out, hey, what are the bad characters? So let's go ahead and run a Python 3 bad characters. Let me go ahead and cat it first in case you didn't watch the other videos. There you go. Alright, you go ahead and put that in there, pause the video, type that exact information in, do a Python 3 bad characters.py, and it's going to spit out all these different characters. You will notice that X00 is not in here because X00 is pretty much always a bad character. we can go ahead and get rid of all this. Delete. Control V. Well, actually, nope, I can't get rid of that. Let's go ahead and leave that 524. We're actually going to get rid of the 4 B's. Control V. And there we go. Okay, so now we have all those bad characters in there. And what we're going to do is oh, whoopsie daisy, there we go. Alright, so we have all those bad characters in there. We're going to start this guy up again. Send out the exploit. Look for bad characters manually. I highly suggest you follow the buffer overflow weak because those actually have bad characters in it. The ones that we've been doing on here for the CTFs don't really have too many bad characters in them. He crashes. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to right click on ESP. Now you may see other streams or you may have looked at other videos, things like that. And they will say, hey, you can do it with Mona. I just don't like using Mona. If you like using Mona, use it. If you don't, follow this way. You're going to right click on ESP and you're going to click on follow and dump. It's going to dump it out over here. As we can see, we have all of our A's and then our B's start, our B's, which are actually our bad characters. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it just keeps going. Now, since for some of you, this is the second time that you're watching this, we already know there's 0 bad characters in here. Alright, if you want to find bad characters, stuff like that, go to the other streams that I have. I show you like where you can download the different things that we're doing on them, on ExploitDB, doing those buffer overflows, and then from there, find those bad characters and everything. So, we know that there isn't any bad characters, so we're good with that. So now our buffer, really what we can do now is we can put in some type of payload. And then we'd be done. So I look at my exploit.py, there's my shellcode, okay, whatever, blah, blah. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our jump in. We're going to do a buffer plus equals, and we'll put our jump in there. Alright, which is going to be /x f3 /x12 /x17 /x31. Little endian, remember, so F3 is going to be first, then 12, 17, 31. F3, 12, 17, 31. So this whole thing is just flipped. Alright, so I jump right. Then from here, let's do a NOP sled /x90. We'll do it times 16, we do it times 24, whatever, okay? There's that. And now what we need is we need some type of payload. We need some type of shellcode, right? So let's go ahead and do buffer plus equals, we'll say payload. Alright. And you may see some other ones where, actually I'm going to do it like some other ones actually show. We're going to say jump equals, we'll throw that in there. We'll throw this whole thing in there. Because you may see some other ones, whoa. You may see some other ones where it looks like this. Why do you keep doing, oh, because frickin' this thing does not like to copy. Remember, I do Control C out for some reason. We're going to copy that, Control V. And then we're going to say buffer plus equals jump. Alright, since it's already called out up here where it is, it'll come down here and say, okay, cool. And then you'll see, after that, it'll say NOP. Or NOPs, or some of that. And it'll say x90, it'll say times 16. Then down here, we will have buffer plus equals NOPs. And then we'll have payload. Alright. This probably right here might be called overflow. So it might say something like overflow equals. And it'll say A times 524. And then this part down here, buffer equals overflow. Alright. Overflow to the jump, to the NOPs, to the payload. Alright. Which could be payload equals. And then we're going to put that payload in there. If you like this way, where I just did shellcode up here or whatever. If you like this way, that's one way to do it. This is another way to do it. Okay? See, we're still doing the plus equal. We're still telling it, hey, buffer's still going to plus equal that jump, plus equal those NOPs, plus equal that payload. This is a good way if you have stuff kind of spread out throughout it to just kind of jump around and get it more easily done. So we'll do an MSF Venom, TAC P, Windows, and we're just going to try to pop the calculator. Alright, we're going to use C. A lot of people like to use Python. I don't like using Python. I'm going to show you why. Because with C, we can just say, hey, payload equals there to there. Alright? And we can just grab this whole thing and throw them in. This is why I don't like using Python, like why I like using payload equals. Because there we go. We are now done. We don't have to delete all those buffs in the beginning. We don't have to put anything crazy in there. We're done. That's it. So that's why I like to use C. You can also use Ruby. Ruby's another one that I like to use. Alright? Or B for Ruby. And this one, like right here, same exact concept. Okay, you get the pluses at the end, so you don't have to worry about it. You put this whole thing into a shellcode and drop it off of there. Alright, so supposedly we should be able to pop the calculator with this. If we can, that's what I'm going to do with you guys today. It's up to you guys to be able to, hey, let's go ahead and, you know, make a reverse shell. Let's make that reverse shell for Linux and send it at actual Brainpan and everything like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a Control F2. Yes, F9. Especially as I did this in a stream the other day, and I left it up for a lot longer than what I usually do for Brainpan. Or for on YouTube before they get taken down and re-uploaded. So we'll do a Python exploit1.py, and hopefully, and it did, it popped calculator. Alright, so we know I can pop calculator. From there, it's just up to you guys to say, hey, what else dangerous can I do with this? Right? You did notice I did command, and then we did execute command, right, in that payload. This is the easiest thing to do. But we did MSF Venom, Windows execute command equals calc.exe. You can probably execute some pretty bad things on here. I wonder if we can do like a PS or like PowerShell. Can I do something like that? Can I go? Let's see what I can do with Windows command line first. So I could. Okay, let's see if we can do something like that. Because everyone always pops calculator. So let's try to do something like that. Now I'm just having fun. Oh, I did it in Ruby, didn't I? Should do it in C. And then this could be the last thing for today. That was 3 videos. That was Solstice, Root, Born to Root, and also Brainpan. So these videos will be coming out. Since I only do 2 a week, we have a lot of time between them all. Like right now, a lot of time between the different videos. Like I'm saying, some aren't even coming out until like January. But I'm gonna be gone for like a while, so I kind of have to do that. I just want to see, is that gonna work? Pop PowerShell like right there. So it actually, oh, see what it did? So what it actually did was it actually closed out of the program itself over here for Brainpan. It popped PowerShell right in that same window. Huh. So now we're using PowerShell. That's crazy. Okay, cool. Alright, and that's going to be it for me today. So unless you guys want to play a quick game of King of the Hill, which I didn't see anyone hit me up about it, hit me back about it or whatever. So that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys have fun. Yep. If you guys got any questions, hit me up on Discord, hit me up on here. And you guys have a good day. I'm going to stay up on the stream for a couple more minutes just to make sure that nobody else has anything for me. But we're going to stop recording. You guys have a good one.